Good morning to you all, my dear children. Today we are going to discuss the second part of the lesson, his first flight. Name of the story is The Blake Aeroplane. Okay, the story is written by Frederick Forsyth. Please take page number 37, all of you. Okay, let me read. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone, high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France, back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch at 1:30 in the morning. The flight of Old Dakota started from Paris and headed towards England. It was an easy flight. The sky was clear and the weather was fine. A pilot was flying in his Old Dakota plane. The sky was very clear and the flight was very easy. He was dreaming of a holiday with his family. It was 1:30 at morning. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now, DS-088 over. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. I'll be the time for breakfast. I thought, a good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. He was dreaming of the holiday. The pilot was dreaming of the holiday with his family. It was 1:30 in the morning. The pilot took instructions from the Paris control. He was asked to turn 12 degrees west. He turned and switched on his second and last fuel tank. He hoped to be in time for breakfast. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds, storm clouds. They were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. The flight of the old Dakota started from Paris and headed towards England. It was an easy flight. The sky was clear and the weather was fine. When it reached 150 kilometers away from Paris, it suddenly confronted huge black storm clouds. He had limited fuel only take him to England. He could go back to Paris, but he decided to take the risk and go through the storm clouds because he wanted to spend the holiday with his family. The storm clouds, it was pitch dark. Okay, inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. Couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. See, children, suddenly the black storm clouds appeared in the sky. At that time, Paris had been left 150 kilometers behind. The clouds were like huge black mountains, and he had limited fuel also. He could neither fly over the clouds nor he could go round them in the north or south. He discarded the idea of going back to Paris. Then what happened? He flew straight into the storm clouds. Inside the clouds, everything was black. Nothing was visible. The aeroplane jumped and twisted. He found that his radio, compass, and some other instruments had stopped working. He could not establish contact with the Paris control, and he was in the storm. He lost all the direction, everything. Okay, and the compass and the radio, everything stopped work. Now let's see what is going to happen. Paris control, can you hear me? He started calling. There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm when in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying. Pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Follow me, he was saying. Follow me. He knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. The aeroplane jumped and twisted. He found that his radio, compass, and some other instruments had stopped working. He could not establish a contact with the Paris control room and was lost in the storm. He needed really another pilot to take him out of the storm cloud safely. Then he saw another black aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. It had no lights on the wings. The pilot of the black aeroplane went ahead and asked him to follow his plane. He guided him through the storm. He brought the Dakota plane out of the storm. Follow me, he was saying. Follow me. He knows that I'm lost. I thought he is trying to help me. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel the frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw two long straight lines of the lights in front of me. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. You see, children, after half an hour, the pilot of the Dakota plane got worried, frightened because he had only a little fuel. It's only for 5 or 10 minutes. But then the black aeroplane started going down. He followed and suddenly came out of the clouds. He could see the lights of the runway. He landed safely. Okay. After landing, the pilot of the Dakota aeroplane went to the control center to inquire about the black aeroplane. Let's see what happened then. Okay, I landed and was not sorry to walk away from old Dakota near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely, then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in this storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. So, who helped me to arrive these safely without compass or radio and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot on the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? You see, children, he was totally confused. After landing, the pilot of the Dakota aeroplane went to the control center to inquire about the black aeroplane. He wanted to thank its pilot, but nobody else had seen that black aeroplane even on the radar. It was a mystery. It felt like a mystery. Landing safely, the narrator went and asked the woman in the control center where the pilot of another plane was and who helped me to arrive here safely without a compass or a radio and without any more fuel in my tanks. Who was the pilot in the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? You see, children, what happened here? My dear children, let me conclude the class here and we can discuss the exercise part on the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.